Okay, so we're going to be setting up our Kali Linux. I went ahead and I already downloaded Kali 32-bit, so I'm going to go ahead and create a new virtual machine. I saved it in my folder called ISOs. There we go, Kali Linux 2, 86 or 32-bit. It won't be able to detect the operating system. That's pretty normal. We're going to choose Linux, and then down here on the version, we're going to do Debian 7X. If we were doing the 64-bit version, we would be doing 64. But since we're only doing the 32-bit, Debian 7 works just fine. I'm going to rename my machine Kali. And next, I want to change the location to where I'm saving it. I want to save it to C drive, my VMware folder, and I want to create a new folder called Kali. That way it's in my C drive, VMs folder, and underneath that there will be a folder called Kali. Most of the basics is fine, but here, memory, I want to bump up to 2 gigs. That's really the only change for memory for right now. So, memory 2 gigs, hard drive is good. Click on finish, and we are ready to go. Make sure to be following the lab instructions for the appropriate Kali setup. We're doing a graphical installation. We're going to be doing an English version. We're going to be selecting our appropriate location, which is the US. We're going to be selecting the appropriate keyboard, which is an American English keyboard. It's going to detect and load components from our ISO. Big part of this is just got to be a little bit patient with it. It will be doing some detecting of hardware, the network and basic network configuration, both IPv4 and IPv6. Since there are no settings, it took just the HCP. Here we're going to be naming our machine. I just want to leave it as Kali. We could be setting up a domain if we had multiple machines. We don't, so we're going to leave domain blank. Select our password. Does not like tab button. Make sure they're both matching. Click on continue. As long as they are both matching, you go to the next screen. Here, choose the appropriate clock. We are Pacific. And it should start setting up our disk partition. We're going to use the entire disk. Here, since we only have the one virtual disk, that's going to display to us. That's right. Because I'm assuming most people are a novice within Linux, we're going to do a single partition, which is recommended for our new users. And here's our breakdown. Our primary and logical partitions. Our logical partition number 5 is going to be about 900 megs or gig. That's fine. When we're ready to finish the partition and write the changes, go and click on continue. Are you really ready to write the changes to the disk? Yes or no? When you're ready, select yes. And it should start copying the data over to the disk. This varies in how long it takes, so you have to be kind of patient with it. Okay, so it does take a little while, so again, just gotta be patient. Once it's done configuring the hard drive, it's going to ask if we want to use a network mirror. No, we don't. It will do the rest of the setup for the APT. and that should move fairly quickly. Sadly, with Kali Linux 2, we just gotta be patient as it is a virtual machine. I have it installing on an SSD, and it is actually moving fairly fast. I mean, there are some slow moments like right here, but on a traditional hard drive, it did take a little bit longer. So we are going to be installing a Grub bootloader, and we actually want to use one that's predefined for us. So yes, we want to install the Grub bootloader. We do not want to manually enter the device. We want to select our dev SDA. That should finish the rest of the installation up by itself. It should restart and allow us to finish up our installation. And there it goes. Installation is complete. Yes, go ahead and let's finish and restart. We're going to at least make sure that we can log into it, just to verify that it is fully functional. Okay, and so it will restart automatically by itself. It's got to be patient. And here is our Kali Linux loading. Alright, so we're going to choose our username, and we're going to choose our password. Our username should be root, and our password is our appropriate lab password. And here we go. So the next question is, how do we get VMware Tools installed? Okay, this is a fairly small screen. That's going to be the task for a later lab, but you can see our Kali Linux is up and running.